then, gents. How are we all doing?
You know, oh fucking hell, what am I even saying? I got so stuck on Sunday's game character, apparently.
Bottle of beer,
What?
Guardian Gears, Britney Spears.
Yeah, what even is my fucking accent here?
Proper Cockney like. I did start doing your accent. I was really pissed and Tottenham shot doesn't get stabbed.
Oh, off to a good start here. Clearly it's been a long day.
Yeah,
Well,
you
at
fuckers
least-
have been working in a foot of snow all day. My toe, I've only just started to regain feeling in my toe.
I don't know about that. It was -5 when I was on site this morning.
Out all day, fucking. I don't. Hang on. I think it's tobogany or something in English.
Tobogany? No. I've
Sliding
never
on
heard that
stuff.
word.
Yeah, it's all-
Sliding on a sled, like in the snow.
Oh, sledging.
Sledging. That's what I've been doing all day at work.
You were at work. Okay, I was wondering why you were just going sledging.
That's
I
bizarre.
mean, I wouldn't go
Yeah,
out
if
and
you-
do that
if
on my
you-
fucking spare time, but
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That seems really weird.
I mean, there's worse things to do in your free time.
yeah, it is.
Have you even had any snow, Mike?
No, we haven't had any yet. There was like some shitty sleet stuff, but it's just been really fucking cold.
We just are on the edge of it, so we got like 3 to 4 inches. But then like the Midlands, because I've been working in Walsall, which is fucking Birmingham. It's been really fucking deep there. It's been about a foot deep. And it's been fucking like for the first hour, it's really slippy because it's just fucking snow, and then for the rest of the day, it's just fucking shit, mud, slush. So it's even slippier. So
Yeah.
it's been a fucking grim day.
We've just had bright sunshine, but like -5 temperatures.
Yeah. I've got a picture of the frozen canal where we were throwing shit at the ducks on the canal, seeing if we could sink the ducks as they're going around. Probably, I hope you weren't recording now. I'm going to get the fucking RSPCBB, is it? BB? I thought it was 2 Bs
Yeah,
for the
Royal
bird one.
Society for the Protection of Birds. That will be the one.
Protection of birds, yeah, so it's PB, not PBB.
Yes, it's not MB.
I
You're
really
not allowed
feel
to
like-
molest them.
I really feel like Feather should say something here, but my mouth's full, so I'm not.
Look, I'm wearing goddamn wool today. Fucking.
You're wearing goddamn wool.
Yeah, I fucking hate winter and I hate wearing wool, but it's so goddamn cold.
I don't know what you want
That
about.
is
It's
pretty
super
weird.
warm here. It's not cold at all.
Says the guy in the goddamn big scarf.
I thought
Oh!
fuck you and your scarf. Right then, boys. Recap on what we were doing last week. Then it was pretty of a short and sweet one, wasn't it? Before we parted ways, I think we achieved quite a lot, though. The main objective, I guess, was to obtain more turf, but then to knock onto something where we can get a little bit more information beforehand.
Yeah, a little bit different to our usual jobs, but we managed to pull the carriage riders round to our side. I think we've done all right.
We remarkably didn't murder anyone.
First time I ever took a cab. Good experience.
That's great input,
You were
Fridge.
quite impressive. You did well. You did well last week, Fridge. You did well.
Was a quite enjoyable journey.
Yeah, she got a bit weird on us at one point, but I guess that goes without saying. Bit of a redundant statement when it comes to you, is it not? At least you know it. At least you know it. Right then. I guess that's all. I guess that's our debrief from last week done.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
mean,
said, it was
unless
pretty
Derek's
short
got
and
any
sweet
more
one,
input
wasn't
to
it?
cover.
Yeah, Derek. Anything else? Anything else changing the books?
Yeah, but give me 10 minutes, I'm eating.
God, always fucking slacking that one.
Right,
Right.
ready on time, yeah?
Fridge, stop harassing Derek. We still like him more than you.
Yeah, I think
You
that
did
goes
well,
without
but
saying.
don't act up.
How dare you?
Can't tell if my internet is shitting itself or just can't understand
What is the internet?
Rocket at all.
What
That's a
is-
very point.
What is that? I kinda want to know, really.
It's a little white box with a glowing point.
With a glowing point. Oh, can you burn people with that? Can we brand people with that?
It does sound like something you could brand someone with.
Yes, we really need to step up our game on with the whole branding thing. Really, we're not really living up to the name, are we?
Well, we have to step up our game on the whole branding thing, and then our
Yeah.
personal branding. They don't feel like we're selling enough merchandise.
Exactly. Both is both. As one increases, they're directly positively correlated. So as one goes up, the other will. God, we've got so many hoodies to shift.
Derek, are pens invented yet? Like ballpoint pens, or is everyone still using
Oh.
quills and shit?
Pants,
the quills.
not pants. Okay. Makes more sense.
Yeah,
Was there something weird invented after the ballpoint pen? Like the ballpoint pen was pretty early.
Also, is it Christmas time?
I'm not getting mixed up. I know I'm getting mixed up with lighters and matches. Lighters were invented before matches.
Yeah.
That was the one I'm getting mixed up with.
Yeah. But like, were ballpoint pens there? Because otherwise, I can just pluck my own quills.
Yeah.
Out of my head.
I think so.
Awesome. Wait, were they invented?
Yeah.
Shit.
You can still use a quill if you like, Feather. We do have a touch for the flair
Oh,
in this.
pens! I thought it said pants.
To be honest, yes, Carl, because so did I. I did think he said pants to begin with. We just all go around in pantaloons.
Pens. It
Yes,
sounds
very
exactly
similar.
the same out of my mouth.
Yes, very similar, very similar. Feather, you
You got
really
some
need to
pens.
work on that. This is going to cause a lot of problems with that accent of yours. You're going to have to really
Well,
work
I
on
just
pronunciation.
pens
things.
and pens. Well, you just have to get used to it, doesn't it? Don't you?
Pants.
Not doesn't it?
Ants. Like ants, like the little creatures.
Ants and pens.
Yes,
When you're quite finished
better,
with your pants
better.
and pens, remember we got to try and work out what we're doing this week.
Yeah, what the fuck are we... Yes, that's a very good point.
But what
I
about
think we're
pants?
done for... Fridge? Decade.
There's pants, and pants.
So with these new informants that we've acquired through the cab drivers, we get more information before our scores, don't we? They're going to give us a little bit more help on
Well,
terms of
really-
scouting.
We didn't acquire them through the cab drivers. They are the cab drivers.
Yes.
But we acquire
Right.
information through the cabbies. I
Yeah,
think that's what he's saying.
but we didn't
Right.
acquire informers through
No,
them.
because we didn't get turf last week, we got informants, right?
Well,
Yes,
the
but that's a
informants are
part of
on the
getting to-
turf.
They're now in our turf.
Well, they were
It's a-
not.
it's
That
all a
was
matter
before,
of semantic
but now they're
semantics.
ours.
Yes, they're all. It's all a matter of semantic
they're
caucus.
called
I
claims,
can understand how
obviously.
it's quite confusing.
Yeah,
Derek,
because
say
I-
again.
They're called claims.
Yeah, because there are
claim.
some claims called turf, so...
All right. Okay, I can understand how you got confused. I can understand. Thank you for clearing that up, Derek. Right. I guess the question is really:
Damn,
do
that's-
we continue to get more claims, or do we want to crack on with something else? Because I'm not going to lie, I would really like to start getting a little bit less heat after each score, because that is kind of fucking us at the moment. It seems like one of us is getting arrested every other week.
So on
Yeah.
the one hand, we want more brand recognition, and on the other, we want less heat. It's kind of that doesn't really work together, now does it?
I think what he's saying is
Reputation and heat are different things. You can be allured to the idea that it's someone, but then there's still not grab the attention of the blue coats. Like there can be whispers on the winds, but nothing solid that the blue coats can pin us with, which
I think
what
what
they've
he's
been doing lately.
saying is we should really murder someone in public.
No!
We have done a few of those.
Yeah,
Well-
I feel like we're really good at that.
Well, yeah, we're top notch. Best in Duskville.
How does Fridge really needs an off button?
Fridges usually do have an off button.
Yes, well, you clearly don't, though. So pack it
they?
in.
Alright.
Derek, you've got a massive little bit of
Yes.
massive bit of. That's better, Derek. Well done.
Mine doesn't.
That was
You can,
disgusting.
turn it down to 0, which is basically off, right?
No
Oh,
fridges has
wait.
a goddamn off button.
Yeah, they do. Go away.
But wait, Derek. Sorry, Derek. Fridge, aren't you already at 0 or below?
0 what?
Intelligence?
And I'm the bird brain here.
So anyway, are we killing this week or acquiring turf this week?
We can do a killing, but we want a goal in the end. There's no point in just randomly going out and murdering someone.
I must say, I do like the idea of less heat. I mean, we have been having a few of those blue coats poking around quite often now, so we probably want to do something about that.
And we do seem to lose someone to the jail all the time. The jail.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like there's infinite members that can be pulled out of the wisps from nowhere.
How do we acquire this claim, though? How do we go about doing this so we give it a little bit less heat?
We sneak out the sneaky alleyways and kill someone there. Pin them to the wall and brand them. Wait, that's not gonna happen, is it?
No, this is more about getting someone who can help us brush the heat off.
Why
Yes,
don't we
maybe-
just corrupt the blue coats?
I think that generally goes the other way.
Yeah, I think they'll just ruin us.
Then can't we, like, make someone hate the blue coats even more? And then they strike out against the blue coats, and then we have, like, a win-win situation.
I
But
have a
the-
Right.
suggestion.
We're down here. Blue coats are like way up it. We just cannot fuck with them at the moment. They're just fucking whaps off the map. There's nothing we can do influential enough
That's
that's
why
going to
we
even
don't fuck
phase
with
them.
them, but we fuck with the ones who fuck with them, which makes them fuck with the fuck with.
Okay,
Come
so
on,
here's the problem.
We're
We're
down
like
here.
an ant, and the blue coats are a bear. An ant does not fuck with a bear. If we go down
ants
half the
know.
size of a bear, that's like a dog. An ant does not fuck with a dog.
Exactly. That's actually a fantastic analogy, Fridge. Thank you.
How is
We're just
this
not
for a
big enough
cover
yet.
operation? If we persuade our lovely Hildy, the orphanage matron, to perhaps sell us some children that could be
Oh my
scapegoats,
god.
that's the perfect cover operation.
We're not scapegoating children.
To be honest, it sounds somewhat decent, but I'm also
It's
not
a
really,
good cover.
I am not really for.
Why is that
Megan.
decent? In what world?
I am also not really for the uses of children in such matters. They are much better for getting your alcohol.
Yeah, I must say, I don't really give a shit about the kids, but I also don't think it's going to work. I mean, how many kids are known for going around murdering folk brutally?
I don't feel like engaging in large-scale slavery is really gonna get us anywhere.
But
Don't know. I think it's worked for a lot of empires in the past, but like I said, we're still little fish yet. We need to start feeding a bit more and
But-
start growing up a bit.
this, the children aren't actually obviously performing the murders. And do you really think the Bluecoats give a shit if someone confesses? They confessed. They're not going to launch an investigation.
Carcass's line of thinking is just not going to go anywhere. I'm sorry.
We're
Yeah, I
clearly
mean,
gonna
there
get
is,
the
there is some
children
logic
confess.
to it, but maybe without the kids involved. So, you know, maybe there is someone that we can pin it on. Someone we don't
We can
like.
buy prostitutes then.
I feel you have a lot of unresolved issues, Carcass. Would you like to have a chat sometime? You know, Derek's always here.
What's up, guys?
What? Sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
He said, "What's up, guys?"
No, what Mike
We,
said.
we do have a doctor though. I'm pretty sure he's got the talky type of doctor as well. Carcass definitely should have like one-to-one sessions.
I am just looking at the logical way to get a cover operation going on.
I mean-
Seriously, we need to set you up some appointments with Melvir. But right, okay, so we need some cover operation. Then that's what we're going for. Just people vouching for his work. Derek, I'm racking my brain here. Come on, put some. We need some input.
What are you after exactly?
We need some way to reduce the heat off us, some form of cover operation.
Yeah, that sounds like a bright idea.
We could do something for charity.
But, you know, there's the thing that you could always spend some time in between scores getting what you want.
That would work actually. So after each score, we could like lay low a bit more effectively. You're saying?
So first we go kill someone, and then we lay low.
That's it. Or then you go on with the whole cover operation just for that score, whatever you like.
Can we kill additional people while we lay low?
That's
Yeah, I
probably
don't-
not wise.
Yeah, I don't think that's the idea of it, to be honest, Reg.
The thing is, though, if we get a good cover operation running, we don't need to lay low.
Alright, Fitch, you have these amazing codes. We can use them for the cover operation.
I'm not going to lie, I'm racking my head here, and all I can come up with in my head is covert operation, not cover operation. So I'm not exactly. I'm
Do you
kind of
want
struggling to pin it down to what.
Self-loathing.
Covert and cover, like.
Why not? Just have a black brand on them, but with something different. They'll never expect it.
Okay, if we sell coats with our logo on it, that's not a cover operation. That's very obviously us selling coats.
I guess we would be covering people, though.
They might think we went the good way and they stop harassing us.
We
We
would
just
be.
became fair tradespeople.
But then they would immediately know we didn't. Once we murder someone, they're gonna brand them.
We brand them with something different. We make it like a smiley face and an upside down smiley face or something like that.
Perhaps he's
that's-
onto
that's
something slightly. Maybe
that's
that's what
fun.
we do need is a front to the operation. Something more legitimate. Not selling coats, but it might help to sway people off.
We're literally underneath a forge. Why don't we just get that back up and have that as a natural front? Would that work as a cover operation?
Assassins selling weapons. Yes, that is an amazing cover.
It doesn't
Oh,
have to be a weapons blacksmith. It could be doing horseshoes. It could be doing nails. It can be doing building materials. It doesn't have to be weapons.
Those little keychains you attach to your purse.
Or to your pocket watch, exactly.
We could start an orphanage.
No,
No.
we're not starting off. Vetoed.
I'm not
Well,
actually completely against the idea, but
There
I'm
is already
completely
an
against the idea
orphanage
with
fucking
you.
across the street. That's not very useful, is it?
We murder everyone in the orphanage, and then
There's always
open an
more.
orphanage.
We don't go near the orphanage. Rich,
We could just
stop.
use the forge, indeed, yes. And then if we can get like something that will hide our base of operations within the forgery, forge, like a forgery to our forge, something like that. And then we sell forge stuff. We hire some people with hammers and skill, and they go forge stuff for us.
Well,
Yeah, I
we've
mean, we're
already
halfway
got-
there. It's hidden, so
Yeah, we've already got quite a way. It's already pretty well hidden. This places now after we did them recent upgrades. But yeah, I think we just need a front now at the top.
Okay, so
It's just
Derek,
how we go about that.
how do we do that? Like, do we need to get funds? Do we need to get something else?
Yeah, it depends how you want to go about it. So what's the plan exactly, guys? I'm hearing a lot of thoughts, but
Get
what's
a
the plan?
running forge happening as our front.
Right,
Obtain
well,
beer. Which brings me to the point that I'm gonna go grab beer.
Do
This
any of
one
you,
is really good.
know how to work a forge?
No.
Right, well then, first of all, you probably want to get an asset that can actually work the forge. You know, if you want to put up a business, it might be good to have someone actually able to run the business.
And also
What do we-
sharpen our weapons.
Would we have to talk to the Smiths Union?
Yeah, you could do that. Could just find any old blacksmith
But-
assistants. That's how to work. I mean, it doesn't have to be good stuff, does it?
Yeah, I think for the first, for to begin with as well, wouldn't the idea of us just giving them a place rent free because we're already paying for the rent and everything, would that not be enough to just persuade them to work upstairs? Or would we have to levy them a bit more than that?
They're currently just.
Look at that scarf, though. It's fucking massive.
Uh-huh.
I like how none of the boxes have been moved since last week.
Yep.
We're all judging you, Adrian, because you haven't moved any of them boxes from last week.
Where would I move them to? It's all books. I don't have a shelf yet. It's even worse. Look at this. It's just a bunch of clothing on a hanger. I don't have a wardrobe. And there's more boxes there.
So the only thing set up is your bed and your computer.
Yeah.
Well, so-
Priorities check.
I mean,
Priorities
yeah,
check.
that's good priorities.
Enough to move in, right?
Yeah, to be fair, when I moved into this place, I had a desk and a computer, not even a bed. That was the priority.
I think the key. This is called key in German. That's why this is. That's very important.
Not funny when you have to explain it, mate.
Fuck you. That's why it's funny, because it's so not funny.
I don't get it.
German humor. Hey.
Yes, taxes.
Fucking socialism.
Why don't we just scout out some, apprentice blacksmith that just got kicked out of his job for whatever reason, and then we persuade him to come work for us?
Why
I
don't we get an apprentice that's actually good enough to not get kicked out of his job and persuade him to work for us?
Whatever works, right?
I still think the best way to go about this then is to talk to the Smiths Union. They're going to know all. They're going to have all these contacts.
What the fuck is the Smiths Union?
You know, like the Goldsmiths Union. It's just they're basically a massive front anyway. It's just a massive criminal organization.
Is that a thing, Anna? Is that a?
It better be now that I've said it.
Well, let's have a look.
Smith Union.
There is a faction just called the Laborers, which I think falls under this.
There you go
For
then.
fuck's sake, don't agree with Curtis.
They
Anna.
don't
Well,
like us though.
The thing is, like, they might have, like, colors the same color as the blue coats, and I don't want that.
What?
Never mind.
Because the laborers usually are depicted
Blue-
as blue.
blue
Yeah.
collar workers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I saw where you were going. I just didn't like the direction we were heading in.
No, I
I
got it. I liked it. It was good. Good fun.
Yes, but you're a German. You don't have humor.
But we have unions. I know everything about
sorry.
unions. I'm actually
Yes,
a union
yes,
member.
but we have a lot of unions.
I think we should shun the German more. It's weird that we don't.
This is my union card. They get 1% of my income.
What
Yeah,
tier is your
well,
union?
It's top tier.
Sure.
While you guys
If-
discuss that, Derek,
if-
we're going to get something to drink. Right, well, Derek's back. He's taking a bottle of beer. Seems to be doing fine. Just waiting for you to tell him what you want to do.
I wanna,
No kids, alright?
but
I
they're
mean-
filthy.
If we're getting a smithing apprentice, right, it should be younger than an adult. Which, in theory, makes it a child.
Not necessarily. Most apprentices back in these days, in this current year, are quite actually go to quite old before they stop being an apprentice.
Is it current year? Yeah.
In this current year argument.
Okay, let's get a middle-aged apprentice then. Here we go.
Not necessarily middle age, but they're normally until like the late 20s before they stop being an apprentice.
Let's get like a 25-year-old apprentice.
Perfect.
So Derek, look for all 25-year-olds.
No, Derek, don't do that. Fridge, for God's sake. We need contacts within this these laborers, this little union that they have going on.
Yeah,
Is
so
it-
how's you
is
going to
it-
go about that then?
Is Lidra? Will Lidra know anything about that? Think that's a possibility?
Might be able to give you an in. Not sure she knows them though.
That is very useful. Has anybody got any friends that know anything within this realm?
Well, we've got the
Uh,
cabbies,
I look at
haven't
my
we?
crow. My crow says, "Gah!" I say, "Gah!"
Your only
Doesn't know
friend
anything.
cannot be your crow. You've got to have more friends.
Yes, well, that's our Physiker. It's actually the same one. Like, my actually get the same. I have Melvir as well.
Same.
Oh, for God's sake.
Makes sense, right?
I can't actually remember who my friend is. Give me a moment.
Mine's
What
a
if-
demon. Not sure how much that helps.
Can you
Nyrex.
smith?
I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Well, he is probably more comfortable around warm temperatures than most of us.
Where would I go about to talk to my friend the demon armor?
Hell.
Yeah, something of the sort. No.
Well, you're in Duskfall. Not much difference.
We could call it the Hellfire Forge.
Oh, that's so epic.
I mean, if we're talking about labourers, then surely they're a legitimate business, right? So they must have offices. We could just, go in the front door. We're only asking for legitimate business here, aren't we? No need to be sneaky sly about it.
I guess this is more of a sneaky sly kind of thing, though. Like, we went up front with the cabs, and it didn't really work very well in our favour. We still even went a bit sneaky. Maybe. But I've got a friend who's a prostitute. Maybe that would work. Nyrex. And I swear she's just a friend.
One, she's definitely not.
I
Two,
wasn't suspicious.
How could that possibly help us?
She's got to have some contacts within that realm.
I mean,
You
these
know,
are literally just
hard day-
labourers.
Had a hard day slaving at the forge.
What do we
Need to get
actually
your
need
rocks off.
contacts for?
Are you saying all laborers use prostitutes?
Yes, exactly.
That's what unions.
Well, they do
exist.
sell their body, in a way.
Are the prostitutes part of the laborers?
They could well be.
No,
Get they unionized?
that might be the case.
Are we unionized? Are we union members?
I really think we're overthinking this one, lads.
Yeah, it's easy. We just
Right, go on then, Splint. So let's you take the lead then.
Well, as I say, there's not really much to take a lead on. I mean, they'll probably have offices. We just go down and speak to one of them. We're only trying to hire someone.
Should we bring like a sample box with our brands and the people we killed?
We should not.
Yeah, that one.
We should send our least intimidating people there and just buy legitimate business, since this is legitimate business. No, you are not. No. That's
so me then.
also no.
Definitely not.
Let's just send.
I am a businessman. I used to own a shop.
Emphasis on used to. I think there's a strong reason why.
To be honest,
well,
this is going to
that's
be
in the
one for
past
Whistle,
tense.
I think, isn't it?
And shop in a
Yes, most likely.
cursive.
Well,
Splint
Carcass, you could go, but well, don't mention children, and then it will be all right, right?
I'm
Come
not
on,
entirely
all of
sure
us
he's
can
capable
come.
of
Just
that.
Carcass, keep the creepy to a minimum. Afraid, just try not to beat anyone to death on the way.
I don't beat people to death. I
No,
mean,
you just chuck them around.
No, you
I
beat,
don't do it all day.
no, you beat people with people to death.
He gets it. Hasn't even been on a mission with me, but he gets it.
Yes, try not to do that on the way.
It's an art form.
Derek, do these labourers have an office? Do they have a headquarters that we know of?
Well, see, the thing is that they probably do, but you want to go and find the right one, yeah?
Yeah.
I guess if we find the
Just
wrong
like
one,
a general labourer's office, and you just go in, yeah. So you could waste some time if you don't know where you're going.
I don't mind wasting a little bit of time if as long as they tell us where the right one is afterwards.
I mean, I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
ask Petra. She works for the city. She must know
That's-
some of these offices.
That'd be spot on.
She might be able to. Okay, so with your newfound gather information role that you have from the cabbage, you can of course use that as well.
Yep.
They get around, so they must know where things like this are.
Remind me, what was the cost format that we've got with the cabbies? What did we agree to?
They get 50% if they give us the job.
No, that's definitely not what we agreed on. It was something to an upfront cost and then percentage afterwards, or
Yeah, let me just find my notes.
I believe it was. We give them a coin up front, and then when there's a successful score, we give them 50% less 2, less 3, I suppose, because we've already paid the 1 down payment. Essentially, we keep 2 for ourselves, and then we split the remaining 50%.
It's so loud in German.
All I heard was Essen, so they're talking about food. Or eating.
It's kind of hard to hear because everyone's talking right through it.
Yeah, shut up. I'm trying to spy.
Also, the music's on. So.
My music's no longer on.
Adrian.
Dude, you need less intrusive fucking roomies.
Adrian, don't be afraid, but there's someone in your house.
He helped carry the stuff of my roommate upstairs and he's leaving, so I said goodbye.
What a douchebag. Oh my god.
That's the longest fucking goodbye ever.
We also discussed that I left the toilet seat open.
He was giving him a special.
Are you you're joking now, right? That was a joke.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, thank you.
But really, though, we did.
No?
He refuses to believe it.
I refuse to believe that 2 men had the discussion about leaving the goddamn toilet seat down. No, there's no way.
It was meant in a joking manner, but we did discuss it briefly.
Right, but yeah, you agreed that you would pay a coin in advance for the information that they would give you, and that in total you would share 50-50 with them after reducing your operating costs.
And what did we say them operating costs were?
2
10
coin.
coin, I believe.
2. So we take 2 and then we split 50-50. Right. That's whenever we use them for information. So we're not going to try and use them for information all the time.
Yeah, less the
What's
1 for
good
down
for us?
payment.
So I didn't think we should use them to find a union building or a headquarters of a...
Yeah, I think they're a bit more for when we're actually doing proper scores where we're going to earn money, because this one's not going to actually earn us any money.
Petra.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
not
stick to
use
using Petra.
Yes, exactly.
It's like the Google of this world.
Petra.
I'm just gonna Petra it.
Right, so how do we Petra then?
Yeah, so you still get to use your informants. You still get to use the cabbies regardless, because regardless of the deal you made specifically for the type of scores that this deal was for, you can still use the +1 die. Of course, it's not a job that they're going to offer you.
Yeah.
So the points, of course, that you need to decide what kind of score you want to run here. Which I guess, or if you want to do this in a free play, you could try and do this in free play as well, if you prefer.
Yeah, I think maybe just a general free play. I mean, there's nothing really much in terms of an operation here.
Yeah, I mean, you could consider it as a social score as well, where you're
Yeah.
trying to bargain or persuade them into to sending someone your
Yeah,
way.
I mean, I think this is still just like getting some information, isn't it, at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Well, shouldn't this be in this a part of your engagement role when you get information from it? So roll an engagement for a social to go and talk to them, and then we get bonus die because she's giving us information because she's helping us out. Because isn't that one of the positive modifiers that one of our friends can help us?
You can, but you can also do this in free. Like, we haven't really used free play much, right? Like, we're doing scores and downtime, but there's also free play, which is supposed to be the other type of play.
All right, yeah, so
We just do stuff if it's not so massive, so I think we can just use it as that. So there's still actions and consequences, and not everyone has to go along with this. So you can just have one person going. You just have some scenes which we'll cut to. So what I'm gathering from what you've been saying is that probably Whistle wants to go and see if you can persuade someone from the Laborers Guild or someone similarly skilled to go and run a forge for you. Yeah.
I'd like
Yes.
either Splint or Carcass to go with him in case he fucks up.
Yeah, and before that happens, I will go to my friend Petra, who's a city clerk, and she will hopefully tell us where an office for like a blacksmiths union or something is.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fine. The only reason I would say that we're still going to run it as a score is because you're trying to seize a claim, right, with a cover operation. So
Yes.
there's
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a good idea that we run Citizen
some
because it's the
more
same as
parts
last
to
time.
it.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a few more parts to it because just having a person doesn't get you the equipment or the money or any of the stuff you actually need to run the forge. I mean, it's not
Oh, that's okay.
in operating order. It's abandoned for a reason, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to get it up and running again. So we can do this part in free play as part of the preparation for the score. Let's see how that works out.
Oh, yeah. Then the score can be us acquiring the shit that we need in there, and I say that we steal it all.
We're not thieves.
No, we're literally worse than that. We're assassins.
If we murder the person it belongs to, it's not theft.
Exactly. Just
Exactly. Yeah, that's I agree.
redistribution.
Yeah, I mean, if they're dead, they don't own it anymore, so it's fine.
Exactly. We just found an evil forge owner and murder him. Well,
Yeah,
evil.
I'm with you, Derek.
You can't steal from the dead.
Well,
To be honest, the person who speaks with ghosts says that. That is kind of weird, really. I mean, if any one of us knows that there's life after death, it must be you, because you can actually see them a lot. And, well, I don't want to see them a lot.
I guess he could ask them afterwards if they mind us stealing their shit.
Oh, I'm fairly sure they would.
But then they're dead, so we don't actually need to listen to them or care.
Exactly. The dead have no rights.
right. So let's assume that that Petra gets you some information about where to go, and you eventually end up at one of the laborers' offices. That's what you're going with, yeah, Whistle?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do you have any idea what you're going to offer this person?
A rent-free forge and all of the equipment he needs to start up with that we will later acquire, and possibly the assassination of a rival, but that'll probably come after we've already semi-agreed terms.
But don't we want, like, well, some of his, like, if he starts making profit, don't we want some of that included in the cost?
No, we can do that later on.
Are you sure? Like, I'm sure an honest man would want, like, honest rules laid down in honest paper.
Yeah, fair enough then, yes. And some small money towards us based off profits.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good way of doing it. I mean, instead of paying rent, you know, he can pay us a percentage of his profits, which for him, starting out in his own business, will make it a lot easier in the short term. Because, you know, you need to make a name for yourself and the like, so he couldn't afford the rent up front. But if he's only paying a percentage on what he actually makes, he'll be much more obliged to do so.
Say, like, well, I don't know, 30%? Is that honest? Like, 25? I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
How much percent is it if we just take all of it?
100.
That'll be 100, mate.
Oh, that's a no-go.
That is a no-go.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never really done an honest business, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to work out for anyone.
Well, if you just take someone who doesn't have much, like, I think 30 to 20, something like that would be, well, okay.
No, I
Quick
think
question.
20%'s fine.
What if we do 30 and he gets the good mattress?
Rich,
I mean, there's no mattresses, so
I am honestly sure that whatever he thinks, he will not know that we are actually right below his feet.
Oh.
Like, he's not going to be one of the guys who knows how to kill someone. I mean, he's going to be one of the guys who knows how to make things to kill someone.
But I thought he's not paying rent. That means he sleeps with us.
no, because, you know,
No.
none of us sleep together. We've all got our own places.
Oh, so no one else has been sleeping at the forge.
No.
Have you been staying at the bloody forge fridge?
There's not even a decent fire in here.
Fridge goes to the back and gets like a bunch of coats from like a side room and just goes and leaves.
I always thought he was here remarkably early. I wouldn't fucking know, but it seems like he was here before everyone else.
Yeah, that is a good note, though. At some point, we probably should get some kind of quarters in here.
Yeah, maybe that can be next week's problem. Or later today's. Depends how fast we can knock this one out.
Yeah. Well, how's about you going then, Whistle? What's gonna happen? I'm sitting here.
Alright, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'll tail behind.
Good man.
Mhm.
Fridge, come be my chauffeur again.
Fritz just came back in and now he's carrying out a mattress. Sure. I'll be right back.
I'll be right there.
I thought someone had just dumped that there the other day.
This is the good mattress.
Damn squatters.
I swear they asked them to burn it the other day. It fucking stinks of piss.
Fritz.
Right, come on, Fridge, let's go.
Yeah,
Right,
let's do
where
this.
is this labourer's office that I'm going to for this blacksmith's?
Well, the closest one is in the docks,
Nice. Making my way.
and so you start heading over to the dock area, and there's quite a few laborers there since there's inspection of goods that needs to happen upon arrival from different cities, etc. So makes sense that there's some craftsmen of each kind stationed there, and it's a bit of a shabby looking building from the outside, but once you step inside, it's pretty nice. It's got electrical lighting, and everything seems to be pretty, if not clean, it at least seems organized.
I go up and ring the bell.
You use like the knocker on the door,
Oh, I'm not in then. I can't just walk in.
and there's just like an entrance hall where you can get in, where you can walk in, and then you just knock to let people know you're there, or you ring the bell on the desk, and someone comes up, and it's a pretty old-looking guy, probably late 50s or so. Looks what? Lars, what are you doing? I think Carcass spotted the kid somewhere.
Oh no.
So fucking creepy.
And this 50-ish a year old looking guy comes up and
Mhm.
says,
Hello, good sir. We've recently become into some funds, and we're currently the proprietors of an abandoned forge. I was wondering if you could put us into contact of someone where we can get this back up and running again and make it a profitable organization, I guess. And you guys, being the laborers, seem like to be the best people to come to.
right, what you need?
Someone to run it, ideally. A name, ideally. Anyone you can think of that's within that line of work.
Whoa there. To run it, what?
Oh, to run a forge that we are the proprietors of. We own the land that the forge is on, an abandoned one, in Crowsfoot.
Right, so you've got the goods, you've got the blacksmith there, you just need someone to manage it, yeah?
No, we need someone to do all of that. We need someone to run it, like almost like like a site operator, site manager, to get everything up and going.
You know how in a forge there's like a guy who hammers stuff? We need that guy. We don't need the guy that sells stuff. We need the guy that hammers the stuff that the guy sells.
We kind of need all of it. We need all of it.
Right.
The whole package.
And what do you want me to do about that?
Get us names of people of the package.
And he just looks confused, looks at Whistle.
Fritz, look, there's an ice cream cart. Let's go, on the road.
Do I look like I enjoy cold stuff?
Yes. You at least know how to store it. Let's go.
The name is our fridge follows.
What the hell was that about?
Yeah, not a clue. Yeah, we like I said, with the properties, we literally just own the property with an abandoned forge on. So we could do with, you know, the whole shebang. We could own. We need a blacksmith to come in, some apprentices to work for him to work with, and we will supply all of the equipment and everything that he needs
Right. Well,
once we have a name, obviously.
the way that usually works is that we have some standard contracts for you, and he like shoves a contract through the you know, the little glass and metal window that's there as a counter, and he shoves it over to you, and you start reading this contract, and you get the idea that this is not at all what you're looking for. Basically, they just have like a fixed rate that they're expecting you to pay them, regardless of whatever else. They're just laborers, and they're well known for their skill.
Ah, right. Okay. Reading this is not exactly what we were looking for. I guess we could be paying you like more something on the terms of a finder's fee to find us the laborers that we require.
Right.
Peeking out from behind my paper, sitting down casually, nonchalant. I think what he's trying to say is they probably want someone that's self-employed by them, you know, as opposed to contract labour.
Exactly.
Yeah, right, I see. Well, and he scratches his head a little bit. Just yeah, bear with me a few minutes then. And he walks off.
Well, I think that went fine.
Or
Yeah,
not.
that could have gone better. Not going to lie, I'm not really well versed in hiring forge operators.
I did think you was versed in talking, though.
Yeah, you kind of need some basis to go on the talking with. I probably should have done a bit more research into it first, but you know, I was hoping if I fly off the cuff, it would have come a bit more naturally. But just kind of struggle there, didn't I?
Just a tad, Whistle. Just a tad.
All right then. Well, stop fucking rubbing it in.
Oh, I thought you did great.
Cheers, Fridge.
Where'd you get those ice creams from?
Oh, it's somewhere.
And you didn't even get me one. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is an ice cream in this goddamn land made out of?
It's probably
Mushrooms.
black.
Pain and suffering.
Pain and suffering.
There's 3 flavors: blue, pain, and suffering.
There's no goddamn milk. There's no. Oh my god. Oh, I guess there's milk.
Grass milk.
It's probably like fucked up mutated milk.
Nah, it's just like Mad Max, innit?
There's
Titty
only-
milk.
There's only goat milk.
Goddamn.
The worst milk.
Is it?
It's bad.
One of the roads local to me got closed today because there was 2 sheep on it. So I was just coming up for a solid half an hour, just coming up with sheep puns. Oh, they were bad.
How we have viewers is beyond me.
Right. He comes back after a bit and says, well, this is not normally the kind of business we like running, but I asked a few of the guys, and well, there's always someone looking for work in this place.
Spectacular. When can he start?
Well, you're gonna have to ask him yourself. He's currently doing some time.
Ah, nice.
So
How's that nice?
if you head over to Hook, then well, I'm sure you can spend a few minutes talking to him. Next question is, how are you gonna get him out?
Yes. I guess if we did break him out of jail, he would owe us one.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Thank you very much for your time. We shall be back soon.
Yeah,
Picks
yeah,
out from behind the paper again. You might want to get his name, by the way.
you
just
can
a
keep the
friendly tip.
contract, just in case. Yeah, his name is Basran.
Do you perhaps know how long he's been the slammer?
Well, he's hooked for a few months.
That's probably fine. We need to get. Yeah, okay.
So we start a long-term clock. Time until he is out of the slammer.
Do you want to start like a 240 piece clock?
Do you have someone who is less occupied being in prison?
Oh yeah, I mean that's what the contract's there for.
Fridge, we're leaving. Thank you for your time, sir.
Do you know someone
Fridge, we're leaving.
who you
No.
wouldn't employ, but we could employ, even though we might regret it later, who is not currently in prison?
Yeah. Just about half the world, smartass. We don't
Let's just
stop
pick a
anyone here.
random guy off the street.
We're already leaving. Fridge, you're really bad at chauffeuring.
Okay, I leave.
Well, that was a fucking shambles, yes. I don't think the best way to go about it, to be honest, is going through them. It seems like they're going to nickel and dime us for every penny that we own.
Can't we just find someone they kicked out?
Yes, or
Oh,
I think
hold
it-
on a minute. Oh, he's
Go on.
given us the perfect opportunity here. This man is in prison doing some time, right? And, well, you know, I think he would owe us a favour if we were to get him out a little earlier than his due date.
Yes, but that's also incredibly difficult, so I think that's probably more likely to be the last option. Then there's probably
So,
easier options.
We
That
know
depends.
3 guys in prison. 2 of our friends, and some random dude we haven't met. I didn't want to break the random dude out.
Yeah, fuck the other two.
Yeah,
Useless.
well, yeah, but you see, our friends, they are convicted, as they say. But perhaps there's some witnesses who could be removed, and then our blacksmith could come out.
I think you're giving the justice system in this world far too much credit.
Oh, but everyone.
I think someone just pisses off the bluecoats and then they get locked up. I don't think there's any jury or. any
First things
tribunal.
first, why don't we try and find out what he's actually in there for?
Yes, I guess we could do that. I think it almost might work if we split up. I think half of us should be looking into breaking this guy to prison to see how difficult it might be. Another option, and then the other half of the group, I don't know, goes to the local forgery as the ones who are actually in operation, see if they know any friends or any relatives that's actually currently forgeless, and then we could give them a forge to work with, and then we could go about acquiring some tools.
But I mean, gamey wise, what's the purpose of splitting up when you could just do the one thing and then the other thing?
Was it? Matic.
Right, well, I'm going to head down to the prison and speak to this fella and find out what he's doing time for.
Ooh, I'll join you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've been to prison once, you know.
Right, tax carcass with splint. He's already said it. Right, Fridge, Feather,
I
let's
once
go.
worked at a prison.
As what?
Is that are you going any further with the story, or was that it?
A prison guard. I just thought I'd tell you.
All right. Maybe you should
Well-
go with. Maybe you
Do
should.
you
go
still
with-
have the keys?
They don't let you keep the keys.
Oh no.
Especially not if you get discharged for violence.
Yes. Splint, you take Fridge as well. Feather, we'll split up. We'll go and see if we can find some active forges.
Some active forges. Let me look for that as well. I would like to use my bird to scout this.
Are you sure you don't want a bit more muscle just in case you run into any trouble?
Nah, we'll be alright. We'll just,
Are you
we'll
sure?
we'll
Like,
just-
really sure? Just double think that over.
We're positive, Splint. I think you should really need the extra support, actually, with what you're going with.
Oh,
Especially with
bloody
Carl,
hell.
because she's never been particularly useless. Useless? Never been particularly useful in the combat situations.
Beg your pardon.
Apart from
I-
randomly striking people with lightning, which I will admit is pretty cool, but...
I greatly appreciate you, Carcass. I liked it when you summoned ghosts. That was good.
I like you too, Fridge.
There we go, perfect. Splint, you take them too.
Did you ever
Let's go.
try beating up a ghost with another ghost?
I'm just gonna wander off at this point.
I'm gonna ignore that as well and
Maybe they'll find their own thing to do.
Hopefully they'll get lost and never find their way back.
Right. So let's cut to you in the prison then, Splint. How you want to go about it?
Well, just gonna ask at reception about visiting hours to start off with.
Yeah.
I
mean,
would know this.
We can, if you want, we can cut to the visiting hours and just assume that you're let in.
Yeah, let's go for
Yeah.
that then.
That's fine. So you're let in to visit, and you get to go in by yourself. You, of course, you have to leave all of your equipment
Yeah, I would have gone
checked.
casual, just
Yeah.
normal, like
Just normal, yeah.
no load.
Yeah.
Um,
So they frisk you and check you, and then they send you in. So,
What was the
yeah,
fellow's name? Braz something? Brazel?
That's
Brasnar?
right.
Brazran. So yeah, I'll go and meet Mr. Bazran.
Mm-hmm. And you find that you're led into like this this meeting room. There's a few metal tables and very functional but uncomfortable furniture that's stuck in place, so it can't be moved, etc. So you can't smash people's heads in with the chair.
Sure, makes
Nice.
sense. Are we monitored in here in any way? Can we get
Yeah,
away with a
it's like-
conversation?
Like eight or so tables in this room, and there's 2 guards that are keeping watch.
Okay.
Then it doesn't really seem to be listening, but they probably overhear what you're saying.
Alright. Before I head in then, I'm gonna try and assess the situation and see what I can get away with.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know exactly?
I'm literally just thinking internally in my own head now, just to what I can
Alright.
do.
It would be weird to be thinking internally in someone else's head.
It would, right?
Dude. Twins do that all the time.
How do you know? Are you a twin, Lars?
No, but I know.
Do we sometimes
I
play
know.
with other Lars?
While we're here, and and I've organised for this face-to-face meeting, can I ask the guards, what's he in for? I said, I heard my friend Bazran, he's doing time. I only just found out about it. What's he in here for?
Yeah, the guards definitely wouldn't know, but you can definitely try and sway or consort with.
Yeah, I think this is
someone
more
at the
like at the start in the office, in the reception kind of area or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, consort and sway is both the same, so...
Yeah, it doesn't matter then. What are you hoping to achieve here? Well, they're just going to tell you what he's in for?
Yeah, literally, just that. Just basic information, like what he's doing time for, what was the crime.
All right.
He was
I'll go
too
ahead-
good
go
at
ahead
smithing.
and, go ahead and roll.
Risky standards?
Risky limited. The Ironhook Prison's tier 4.
Yeah, I know, but come on, this is everyday information.
Yeah.
We are basically tier.
Basically, TFL.
Oh, nice.
And she, the clerk at the front office is a woman, late 40s or so. Looks pretty bored and not really interested in answering your questions that much. But it seems that you keep pressing a little bit and striking up some conversation with her. And eventually, she gets the idea that she's probably going to be. It's probably going to take less time to just tell you what it is than go through the whole. I don't want to talk to you, so I'm just going to talk to you about something else routine.
Yep.
And she's like, well, you know how these things go. Sometimes it's not really clear what someone's in for. They just, the wrong place at the wrong time. That's it, really.
Right. So you're saying he was what? Just caught up in a bit of trouble, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, nothing to worry about too much then. He'll be out in no time, right?
And she just nods absently, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, alright. Cheers, love. Thanks.
Yeah, get on now.
Yeah, I'll walk off.
She goes back to just like
Knitting.
something that's correct, yeah.
Filing her fingernails with a knife.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. If people are going to be listening, I want to try and do this sneakily. Just write a little note on a bit of paper. And I'll try and palm it off in the meeting. Hide it so I don't get it taken when I'm frisked. So I'd like to prowl, I suppose, to hide
Yeah,
this
Put it in the
information.
AS.
He's gonna get arrested. That's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think hiding it. They're obviously not frisking you so closely that they're gonna find a piece of paper.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing suspicious about having a piece of paper on you anyway. So.
Well,
Depends
Yeah.
entirely on the paper.
Yeah, okay. If it's the passport of the city governor, then
Could be
Yeah,
the
so I'll just go into the meeting then, and
yeah, there's a bit of buzz. There's a few other occupied tables that.
yeah, I'll just be in there acting as if I'm an old friend kind of thing. Like, oh, Bazran, how's it going? I'd heard you've done some time in here, and kind of give him a little wink, try and tip him off to just keep listening.
Yeah.
And at some
I mean,
point, when I
yeah.
think the guards are distracted enough, I'll slide the bit of paper across the table, palm it to him.
Sure. Go ahead and make the prowl roll.
Risky.
Yeah, in this case, I don't think the effect really matters.
Yeah, okay. Let's hoping. Yes, lovely jubbly.
Yeah, boy.
So you slide the paper over, and he looks at it. What does it say?
It says something along the lines of, heard you was looking for work. We might have perfect opportunity for you. We can look about getting you out a bit quicker if you want to help us. Tap the table once for yes, twice for no, something like that. Some kind of signal.
Yeah, and he like taps with his foot against your foot under the table.
Yep.
Once.
That's just because he likes you.
then
Just
like
a bit of
one-
casual footsie.
Footsie.
One of his foot up between your what? Wait.
After that, he twirls his hair a bit and smiles.
Touch the left ball 13 times for yes.
Just jank it for now.
Yeah, and I'll carry on the conversation for some time and end it with, yeah, well, hopefully I'll be seeing you real soon. I'm sure you'll be out of here in no time whatsoever.
Yeah,
And-
but, yeah. Give my love to the boys.
Yeah, of course I
Sure-
will. Of course I
sure they
will.
miss me dearly.
Yeah, I'll give him the nod and off I go.
What are you, his wife? Give my love to the boys.
That's the drinking boys, isn't it? You know, down the local. While I'm here, I would very much like to survey, if possible, as I'm going through all the corridors and the jail and the like,
Mm-hmm.
to get a good idea of the layout and things, just in case I do need to come up with some kind of plan.
Yeah. Sure. Do you have any special feature that helps you, or is it just survey roll?
Literally just a survey roll. Well, I am getting pretty good at survey now.
Yeah, go for it.
I've been training it quite a lot.
Isn't quite good a survey.
Yeah, naturally. Should have fucking known.
What's the odds of that? Like 0.18.
Pretty shit odds, I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah.
I mean, if you were playing Yahtzee, though, that would be a good roll.
Well, you need 2 more, and that'd be a really good roll.
Yeah, but you only roll 3 die, so
I mean, 3 is just enough to, write it down. You need like
Is Yahtzee actually a game that you guys know about, by the way? Because
Of course.
Yes.
We
okay.
play Yahtzee at Christmas every year.
I've heard of it, not really played it.
I've
Yeah,
not
what?
played it in like 27 years or something, but
I used to love Yahtzee as a kid. That was my jam.
My jam.
right. So what happens that you hadn't noticed this, but one of the guards had whispered something in the ear, and one of the others had said, "Keep an eye on that one. Haven't seen him around here before." Someone had been following you out, and they noticed that you've been like looking just a little bit too long down a corridor for casual observant.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And eventually they catch up to you, and this guard puts an arm around your shoulder in a friendly but not so friendly way. He's like, "Right, how are you doing today? Enjoying the sights, are we?"
Oh yeah, well, trying to find my bloody way out of here, aren't I? Where am I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you didn't seem to have much trouble finding your way in here.
Yeah, well, one of you fellas let me in, didn't you? Now I'm left to me lonesome. I can't remember A from B.
Ah, it's like that, is it?
Yeah. Do you want to show me out?
Yeah, I think we will.
All right,
They
lead the
proceed
way.
to knock fuck out of you.
Oh, thanks for your help, lads. I could have been here for hours otherwise.
Yeah. No, sure thing. And they start moving you over to well, I don't know how good your sense of direction actually is, but you get the idea that you're not going out the way you came in.
Okay, do I get any kind of idea of where I am going?
No, not really. I haven't been here before to such detail that you would know the layout of the place.
I have. Am I there? Am I seeing they take him away?
Well, they only let you in one at a time, right? That's what I said before.
Ah, okay.
Visiting hours, they don't let multiple people see the same person at the same time. You know,
Okay.
safety reasons.
I would like to go with this for now and use my newfound time to continue attempting to look at things.
To have a look around, yeah.
If you could just alert me to the point where I may cross a potential barrier that could be locked, and I'll let you know what I do from that point.
They're not gonna lock you. They just knock fuck.
Oh yeah,
out of
I
you.
mean, you've gone through like 15 locked doors by now to get here. So at any point, really. I mean, you definitely get the idea that you're not getting out without them accompanying you.
Okay, well, I'll see where it goes for now then.
So you know, it's a prison. It's not like they have single doors where you can just walk out. You know, they have the someone needs to open it from the outside, someone needs to open it from the inside to get through kind of things.
Yeah.
They seem to have things under control. And yeah, they eventually take you like towards the exit a little bit, but then you know, after like 1 minute or so of the 10-minute journey to the exit, you take a left turn where you should have gone straight, and you get the idea that you're not heading to the exit of the building at the moment.
Okay, just give me 2 seconds. Excuse me.
Yeah, no worries, take your time.
God damn it, we don't
Meanwhile,
need to
you're
lose.
still walking down the corridor.
Don't you fucking dare getting arrested.
Question is, does he make a break for it or not?
I'm very tempted, and probably will do.
Yeah, I think you need to talk yourself out of this one. There's no fucking way you're running.
Oh, mate, this is what I'm good at.
Mate.
I'm the lurk here, remember?
Mate.
Yeah, I mean, just let you know, I mean, the consequence is going to happen regardless, because that's the outcome of the survey roll. But
Oh, well, I might as well
So,
just,
the
might as well
next
just go along with
consequence
it.
is
I
gonna
mean, to be fair, I mean, I'd rather play it out a bit more interestingly, but I could just say I'll expend my special armor to avoid the consequences of detection.
yeah. I mean, that's
Just- A bit more boring doing it that way.
yeah. I mean, that's the risk you're taking, right? Might lead
Oh,
to
yeah.
something good in the end. You never know.
It's not gonna lead to something good, it's a consequence. Get over yourself.
Oh, it might do. Never know.
Yeah, alright,
Something you make
I'll
of
do that. I'll extend special armor. Wherever the fuck that says. You may expend your special armor to resist the consequences from detection or security measures.
Just let me check something.
But what? Not in a score, so you don't have your gear.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, does this because it doesn't really special armor is not really the thing, but since you haven't chosen any loadout and stuff, I don't know if you're technically supposed to be able to use your abilities like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I always assumed that your
shit that you
abilities
can't.
are yours and your
Yeah.
gear that you take with you is by choice, but you always have your special abilities.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like gear, does it? It just sounds like
Yeah, no, I know.
an innate ability, doesn't it? I know what you mean, though.
Like my special ability, why the fuck wouldn't I have that if I were naked?
It's not really the question of like it's not a question of does this make sense in the world. It's a question of what's intended in the rules as well.
If only there was a website we could
Who
go
gives a
to look at
shit
the
about
rules.
the rules?
Screw
Oh, I
the
do.
rules. We have coin.
I still want to know what the intention is, and then if I know what the intention is, I can then choose to ignore it or not.
Fuck the rules.
Fuck the system.
Let-
Fuck the king.
Anarchy! Yeah. I don't listen to metal.
I have a friend on Skype with
I
like.
think anarchy is more punk.
Yeah.
Wait,
I also don't listen to punk.
Don't lie.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
I'm
do
really
look a bit of a
bad.
punk.
I just listen to the pop charts.
Right.
I'm horrible.
I think this
person.
is the best. It's actually fine like, to use it now. Under armor, it says if you have blah 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 blah, all of your armor is restored during downtime, so you won't be able to use it during next score because it won't be restored until you finish the score and then do downtime.
Makes sense to me.
So that's fine then. We can work
Seems
like
impugned.
that. Which gives you the flexibility of using it when you want to, even during free play as well. Just means that you won't have access to it. forever.
Yes, yes, it is.
Guess one, Salma, who has that on the Skype message.
What?
There's a guy you know, that I know, that has that on his Skype message.
Is it Greg?
No.
He's a smart man, whoever he is.
I know. I would figure that being Norwegian, everyone would be fine with taxes, but
Yeah, I'm fine with taxes. He's not Norwegian though.
okay. I
What
don't
a
know.
fetish, isn't it? That fucking weird
Romanian.
socialistic cold countries up there. That's what happens when everything's just so cold.
I hate
You
cold
really
places.
have a problem with the rule, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what's,
everyone's just
I kind of want to know what's up your butt sideways. Like, this isn't normal.
Socialism,
Socialism.
apparently.
The rest of Europe, that's why it hurts so much.
I heard socialism is easier on the way in than it is on the way out.
Oh dear.
Alright, so you you notice that that someone's trading you, and before they actually catch up to you, you speak to the person who let you in before, and apparently that guard liked you, and he lets you go through, and then you hear some arguing behind you as you make it down the hallway, as apparently someone's getting yelled at for letting you out when they weren't supposed to.
That guard also touches your foot while you go out. No. What says that?
Cheers, Dave.
All right. And of course, as a downside, you don't get the chance to spend more time in there.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I have a long-term clock for gaining an ally as a blue coat, so maybe it was him, the guy that I've been working with.
Oh, just to point something out, right? The blue coats are tier 2. This prison is tier 4, so they definitely have things like the blue coats are, like the police in Brazil kind of thing. Like they're there, they are on a payroll of someone, and they do stuff, and they're pretty dangerous if you don't have anyone on the inside. But at the
They're
same
corrupt
time,
as
they're
fuck.
not. It's not really the end game, right? They're being controlled by someone.
You know those
Yeah.
guys that have been fucking you over for the last like 7 sessions? These guys are twice as fuck you over.
Yeah, I mean the prison doesn't fuck around. They're you'll notice well they're not listed as part of
The factions.
they're an institution. They're not an underworld faction. So
What?
on the sheet you have a few different
Well,
sections where
the
things
blue coats are all the prisoners.
the Ironhook prison.
Ah, right.
And the blue coats as well. The blue coats are not officially an underworld faction. Everyone knows that that's debatable, but yeah.
Ah, right. So the prisons actually are underworld then.
What?
Not necessarily. No, the prison is just a prison.
Ah, right. Okay.
The thing is that as you have a prison full of scoundrel type prisoners who have their own interests, probably it's sort of unavoidable to have things happening from the inside as well.
Ah, right. Okay.
Whether the guards are in on that or not, to find out. I'm sorry, the blue coats are tier 3. The grey coats are tier 2. But
Ah,
still.
Yeah, I'll make haste out of this place.
Yeah, so you get out of there and you notice that the woman at the register is still working on her nails as you leave. It says, "Gone Sasune? Well, best head off then."
Well, unless you want to stay around for a little chat.
Ah, no, that's all right, love. Off you go.
Oh, I might just put a few more passing words in there just to really wind her up before I leave. But I think better of it and just go.
All right. So you now have someone who you know can well, or you've been told can work a forge, and who was at the wrong place at the wrong time and didn't really seem to have done much else wrong, but he's more than happy not to stay hooked. Hooked is the slang term for being in prison because it's the Ironhook prison.
Makes sense to me.
idioms. Beautiful.
That's
Who's
what you-
breathing really loud into the microphone?
That's probably me.
Are you really
It's
wondering
always
that?
you.
I'm sorry, dude. I need to breathe to live.
It's a problem I had with that mic because I used to have that headset. That microphone just has that issue that it's either far too sensitive or just not at all. It's better if you take off the pop filter.
The what?
the fuzzy thing on the end.
You little muff.
Just pull your muff off.
Muff is not the meaning. What the fuck?
The question is, where does this beer stop and where does the muff begin?
But I can't take that off though without actually breaking it.
What? You
What
just
sort of microphone do you have?
pull. At least on my one, it's the same headset, so I'm pretty sure you can just put it off.
Oh my god, mute yourself first, you inconsiderate arsehole.
It's just because it picks up a little bit more environmental sound like that.
Holy, yeah, it is directional. It's. I've always assumed that like it takes in sound from all the direction, but now I
No,
can
it
see. Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's vastly different if it's this way or like that way. But you can't tell that with.
The thing on, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The thing's just
The things you learn on this show.
I know.
Educational, truly.
Educational, informative, and fun.
That's why we have viewers.
for the
dude.
whole family, especially for the children.
Oh no.
Dude,
They get
I
treated well
can't
in
believe
every
you guys
comment.
shut down that cover operation. It was goddamn marvelous. What the fuck, guys? Hate you all.
Right.
Somehow
so you
we'll
have
live
a
with
name.
that. Sorry. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, so you learn this guy's name and how to find him, and that he's willing to get out of there. Now what are you gonna do?
Well, I don't know. I thought I'd think on that while these guys do their thing. You know, I've got a bit of time,
Oh, yeah.
haven't I?
All right. No pressure. Sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. I mean, these kind of operation, it's a big one. This one. If we're going to try and take someone out of the hook, I mean, that ain't easy done. That'll take some time.
Yeah, that's about right. Probably don't want to. I mean, unless you want me to just get up and go. Probably don't want to try and break him out either. Just try and persuade someone to let him go. Yeah.
It's one way to do it. I mean, it's not a situation to go in half cocked, so I'll take my time on this one. What are you looking at, Fridge?
Half cock.
Half cocked. That's an expression. Yeah.
Like you cock a gun.
Yeah, but if you only half cock it, it can't fire.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
just
want get-
teaching
don't-
Adrian what it meant.
Adrian misspelled it out and is now looking at some worrying things on his Google image search.
I mean, half cock can probably give you some really goddamn dark ones.
No, it actually says dictionary. One in parenthesis of a gun, parenthesis over, with the cock partly raised.
Yep.
Why do I got the feeling that that Splint's been arrested?
Ugh.
He's probably getting beaten to death right now. Feather, you're not syncing up with us, right? Never mind. Right, we're splitting up. Con, you said you were using your crow to find forges.
He's in a building. Oh wait, the forges. Yes.
Wait, is the what?
Huh?
Is the builder the crows in a forge or?
Fridge, you're not here.
Well, most forges usually. Oh wait.
I'm not
She's
here.
Yes, I was talking to myself. Most forges usually have some smoke signal or something. So yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's probably a lot of smoke over top of the city, but I guess if we can whittle down some of them,
And
one of
where
them's
there's
got to be a
smoke,
forge.
there's fire, right?
Hopefully, there's a forge fire. That's what we're aiming for.
Unless it's like steam and you just think it's smoke.
Are you calling his crow an idiot?
I
No.
mean, is a crow clever?
Yeah, they're actually quite clever birds.
Yes. For a
Yes.
bird.
They are pretty smart. They even do like error correction and stuff.
Can they do that test where if you like draw something on one of the side, do they recognize it's them in a mirror?
Probably not.
There's some birds that do that, but I can't
Yeah,
remember which
maybe, I'm
birds
not
it
sure.
is. What's that test called?
The bird test.
The mirror test. The recognizing reflection test.
The test of tests. Okay, so I wish to,
I wish. Don't use it
Yes.
on. I really have one.
Yes, I want to, find out if there's forges by flying my crow through the air and looking through its senses, looking through its eyes,
Okay.
with a hunt roll.
Before you do that, what's the purpose of the
Pika pika!
of
Oh,
trying
sorry.
to find out?
What's the purpose of what?
Of trying to find out? What's your goal here?
Trying to find different forges in case, our little splint man comes back with nothing. We need more forges, so I don't want to engage in people. I just want to know where the forges are inside, our
We want to
territory.
find active forges so we can talk to the owners to see if they know anyone else who might be interested in moving into our forge, or maybe one of them who is currently in a ship
If
forge.
Splint were to fail.
Nah, we're
Right,
just
right.
looking for that. Fuck the Splint failing thing. 'Cause I'm pretty much guaranteed he's gonna fail anyway. So I have
Yeah,
no
but
confidence. in him.
still, I don't want to engage it. I just want to know before we engage.
Yeah, all right. Let me ask a few people, and I'll get back to you on that. Where to look? Says Derek, and a few minutes later, after going through some notes and walking down the street, speaking to some people coming back. He says, "Right, well, not sure if going to Ford to try and steal their employees is quite the thing to do, but well, what you could definitely do is ask them if they have something about suppliers, because I think we needed to get some supplies as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to steal the supplies though.
We're
Yeah,
not
still need
thieves.
to know where from though, don't you?
I've never stolen a thing in my life.
You've stolen someone's life. You've stolen someone's life once, or twice, or multiple times.
Oh man, that's more like, I don't feel like that's stealing.
Definitely stealing their lives.
I mean, stealing someone's life is like trending I'm them, and that's really difficult.
Mouth
because
breather.
you look like-
Are you referencing me again now?
I assume so.
Yes.
Yeah, we're quite sure.
Right then, boys, we need to sort this shit out. It seems like we forgot how we go about things. We say what we want to do, we say how we're going to do it, and then it gets done. I wanted to get 2 things done today as well. I've got no fucking chance. You wouldn't think this operation had been so fucking difficult. Right, how are we getting on fighting forgers?
Yeah. So what exactly was the goal there? To just find them? Because that's not too hard. You can just
No, right. So that's only one part of it. We want to find forges, and then we want to acquire some self-employed blacksmith to either come and work for us, or see if he knows anyone within his immediate friends group that would like to come and work for us. Because you tend to keep it in the family, don't you? Maybe there's a father who has a son that wants to do it.
So
someone
I
knows
find him, and you fan him.
Yeah, yes, let's do that. Yes, that works.
yeah, all right. I think that can work. Just as I mentioned, probably not go up there and just ask them, "Hey, do you want to work for me instead?" It might not go down so well.
Yes, possibly not.
So should I roll a hunt roll?
Yeah, hunter survey. Yeah, I think it's more survey than hunt. Right. Yeah, hunt is specifically about like actually hunting. Gather information about a target and its location and movement. So if you know where, if you want to find out where your target went, stuff like that.
My target are forges.
No.
All right. Risky, limited, standard.
Just roll normal. It's more like a fortune roll, and there's no real consequence to sending your bird up.
Oh!
Right?
Birdie in the sky. Drop the forge on our forge. Something like that. Drop the blacksmith on our forge.
This bird is more competent than everyone else.
Not exactly difficult though, is it?
Pretty fly for a white guy, don't you think?
It's a black bird though, it's a crow.
Yeah, but like, sure.
Right. So eventually, your bird lets you know about a few locations and indicates which direction you should head, and which direction Whistle should head to get to a few
I draw it out
larger
on a map.
places. Mm-hmm.
Ah, thank you. Right, I guess you can come with.
All right.
And I want to rock up to a forge.
Yep.
And I just want a social chat.
All right. And what's the goal?
To find someone to come and work in our forge, be it them or be it someone they know.
Okay, so to gauge interest, pretty much, in if someone's interested in working, finding out who would be, kind of thing.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you can pick. You can probably consort in this case because you need to find a connection first.
It's actually a connection from my heritage, but it's not really from my heritage, is it?
Background, friends, or rivals. It's all right.
Position, risky, effect, standard.
Yeah.
Bonus die, squat. Nice.
You're really weirdly bad at your social skills for being.
Yeah,
the face
I
of the
don't
party.
understand it.
It fits my backstory. That's what my argument is. It makes more sense, my backstory. I've only recently become like a face.
Have
That's why I'm
you?
really good at. That's why I'm really good at being sneaky. Because that's more my background.
So the face of our party is really shit at it. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely fucking atrocious.
You know what? I'm the face of the party, and I might as well.
Well, you could get a little bit worse than one time, but
I loved your bit about the dude who's hammering. That was great.
Thank you.
right. Let me check something then.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, having fun
Are
there.
people like
bit-
not aware of and pushed to mute or
Yeah,
some
do
shit?
people not like just have?
What do
any
you think
sense-
I have on
No.
all the fucking time?
Personally, I like building a rattler and like strapping it to my mic and stuff. That's one of my favorite activities. All right. Okay, so you head up to this foundry rather than a forge. They don't really have small forges that much since well, they don't do horses, they do goats, and oh fuck the goats, they just breed new ones if something happens to their feet. So it's mostly large steelworks, like for the railways and things like that, and for the ships. This all requires pretty large scale steelworks, and that's also what you have, right? We decided that it's not actually a forge; it's like an old foundry, an industrial foundry that you're in.
Yeah, sound.
And yeah, you walk in and speak to one of the people who are obviously working there, but currently not in the middle of forging, because that probably wouldn't really take the time to speak to you. And this guy's just carrying some ingots of unrefined ore over to a forge area. Like, yeah, well, see what you're going for, but that's no, that's not really good, is it? That's not gonna go down well. Hold on. And he leaves you there and goes off to speak to someone. And
I'm gonna get battered, aren't I? You should have brought fridge.
comes back a moment later and says, right, so this other person speaks and says there's a large bulky man that looks like he's probably been like an actual blacksmith for quite some time, working working the actual forge when that was the thing. He looks at you and says, yeah, so what's this then about you wanting to hire some people? You think there's no shortage of people already as it is? You just come in here and ask.
Oh fucking hell. So Whistles is fully just a loss for words of, fuck, this is exactly what I was told not to do, and I've just done it. I was going to word it in a way where it didn't seem like I was just headhunting, and now it just looks like I'm going to get battered.
Then what should we do according to you in our situation? What would you do with an old forge?
What do you mean?
We have a forge.
Yeah?
We don't have the skills to work the forge. What should we do except for getting people to work the forge?
Well, you might want to start not going to a forge that's already short on people and asking for people there.
Well, okay.
What if we take your... Wait, am I there? I'm there, right?
No, you're not there.
No.
Fuck.
You went to the prison with the splints, but only one of you could actually do anything because the rest of you, the other two of you, had to wait.
I looked out. I stood outside and I looked menacing.
Well-
That's all that counts.
To be honest, at the front of your place, it doesn't say that you're short on people. So Well, we kind of took some sort of educated guess, but I guess this time it doesn't turn out as well as we hoped to. So I'm sorry for the inconveniencing you, and we might have to look further. Might you know any blacksmiths who do have a lot of personnel?
He just shakes his head and looks at the guy next to him. He's like, "Fuck it, I don't have time for this shit," and he walks off.
Have a good day now.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
go-
we
go
didn't
fuck
just get it.
yourself.
Fucking Wessel's just sweating buckets like, holy shit, we didn't just get our heads kicked in. Oh,
And
how are we
this little
walking this way
guy-
from life?
The little guy says, "You know, you really don't seem like the smartest bunch. If we knew of a place where we could easily hire someone, don't you think if we're short-staffed, probably would have hired them already?"
Yeah, we're sorry. sir.
You might have some internal conflict with them. I don't know. I don't know your socioeconomic construct.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
All I
time,
see
sir.
is a bunch of people who don't want to work themselves and get someone else to do their job for them. Piss off.
Well, for pay. Anyway, good day. And I walk away. And that all rhymed. So it's true.
So, apparently breaking a guy out of jail is actually the best plan. Who'd have thought?
I think you just gotta take the right approach to this. That does not involve breaking someone out of prison. We should look for a smith who got kicked out of whatever forge he was in because all he did was drink. Or because all he did was laze around. Because to us it doesn't matter how effective the forge is, it just needs to look like someone works the forge.
Not going to lie, if we're putting this much... I don't agree, actually, I'm not there, I can't even say this. You're with Carcass and fucking...
So, how about this as an alternative, Fridge? If we're just going to get any old bod, I mean, this is a legitimate thing, right? So, let's just put some fucking flyers up around the city. You know, independent smith required for new opening position.
Perfect, I'll draw the flyers.
I didn't know you was capable of drawing, but go right
To be
ahead.
honest,
You
Oh,
do
wait, I'm not
mean
here.
write the flyers, right?
No, I'll draw a picture of a forge and then I'll write the words.
How about you let maybe Whistle do it?
I can't write, I was a prison guard.
To be honest, I think it's probably best to leave it to Derek. He seems the most competent for that kind of thing.
At this point, Whistle and Feather burst back into the foundry. Yes, we know that's not going to work. The city seems to be incredibly short of anyone to work a foundry at the moment.
What, because your ass at one foundry?
But don't you understand that if they were short of workers, they were going to be willing to offer higher wages to other foundry workers to come and work there. So it must be more of a city-wide problem. It's a supply problem.
But they
Perhaps,
have
though, it's
standard.
not the right kind of
We
work
don't.
for them.
Well, what I have found is that people are quite more likely to cooperate under duress.
You want to torture them?
I'm
Oh
just
my-
glad it
no.
didn't involve children, to be honest.
I never said torture. I said duress.
What sort of duress?
I mean, I will kill your child if you don't cooperate.
And there it
And
is.
there we go.
Do you think to have a front for a criminal organization, it's smart to threaten the guy that's working your front?
Isn't that how they all do it?
How
That's
much-
how-
No, they pay them incredibly well for them to keep quiet.
Right,
mean-
well, the flyer thing, right? There's no risk in that. Let's do that regardless, and then we can think on other things while that's doing its own business.
Can I
Right.
roll?
if you make the
Can I roll
flyers,
to make flyers?
I can just have little crow face here spread them.
Well, we don't want to get charged for littering or anything, do we?
But I can place them strategically.
Ah,
What is
that's grand then. Go ahead.
What is flyer making?
Oh, you can make them, no worries.
Tinker?
Tinker.
We draw these really shitty flyers with crayons and actually with the charcoal from the forge, just really shitty ones.
2.
So I have this really good plan of a cover of operation.
Yeah, your
Please?
drawings are beautiful. They just don't resemble a blacksmith.
Oh shit! We did exactly the same. Nice.
Where's these drawings? I can't find them.
Both of us have completed the same drawing, independently of each other.
We're amazing at
Holy
this.
shit! You lots of butchering this. I bet I do a better job with my left hand.
Where are these drawings?
Our flies
Oh,
are so
they're just
bad.
rolling tinkering.
Apparently not. Apparently I cannot do a better job with my left hand.
Oh,
Oh,
shit. Fuck.
Derek's no good either.
Our flies are so bad, someone actually comes and burns down the forge.
Thankfully, burning down a forge is not something that's very likely to happen.
Right, the flyers are not a good idea. Apparently none of us know how to make a decent
Yeah, okay.
flyer.
Well, Derek's like, you know what? Perhaps we should just write what we want rather than trying to do a drawing. Yeah.
That's probably a smart plan.
Yeah, probably a
Look
bit smarter.
for a guy for hammering in a forge. Derek, you do
Right.
this.
So if we're gonna get people to work in a forge, it probably needs a name. Or
Hellfire Forge.
The Black Forge. Isn't that
Oh.
like a good name or something?
That's a good name. I like that name.
So yeah, all right. And he scratches his head a little bit as he scribbles it down.
The Branded Forge.
The branding forge.
So yeah, on second thought, maybe black brand. Can we come up with something else, guys, please?
The Grey Forge.
What about Black & Co. Independent Foundry? You know, sounds like a name. Black's a reasonable name, isn't it? If you want to throw your symbolism in there, but still have a slightly legitimate name.
How about
Well,
Brandy and Sons?
I get that
Independent
we had this whole
Foundry.
discussion about the branding and the merchandise, but don't we want this to be a front so it should be not obvious? Isn't that what we're
Yeah.
after? Yeah.
But I kind of wanted the name to be something that no one will get it, but once they figure out that it's our front, they'll be like, ah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we don't want.
No, well, they don't figure it out through the name. They figure it out independently of the name. And once they figured out that it's us, they'll be like, oh, that name means that, right?
I thought we had the name similar because then when people come here to look for us, we go, oh no, we're just, you know, we're Black & Co. Independent Foundry. It's a similar name, but we're not the people you're looking for.
I quite like Black & Co. To be honest, it's not. It's probably ambiguous enough to and it satisfies Fridge's needs.
That's true. It does. It does satisfy me.
Let's skip
Yeah.
over what that
D-
means,
d-
but
Yeah, Derek, write that down.
Right.
Right, we've got a fucking name. Big whoop-de-doo. We actually need someone to work in it. What if the flyers fail? Are we not successfully getting this guy to prison?
oh well, we can do. He's all up for it and he's down for the job, but well, my time in there was limited and I didn't really get to scope the place out, but it's a tough one.
Can we not just pay them a lot of money to help them out, or do someone a favor if we haven't got the money to do so?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We don't have the money, do we?
No. Do we know anyone who?
What
This
if
might
we
actually
just
be.
kill someone to get the money?
Yeah, we have got a bit of a liquid funds problem, have we not?
We
Oh,
haven't
mate.
really done a job purely for money lately.
Yeah, we could find a rich fella and, you know, I'm sure he's got a few assets he can spare to us, especially when he's dead.
See, that's never been my.
I meant more like actually someone hiring us to kill
Yeah, so
someone.
I think I always prefer that revenue stream of the actual hiring. Gets our
What-
branding up a bit more. Our
Yeah,
reputation.
why don't we get a rich person to hire us to kill another rich person? Then we're double quids in.
Oh, I
That
think
works splendidly, but I don't think our reputation is quite good enough. Maybe like a relatively wealthy person.
How about some guy who isn't rich yet, but will be rich once we kill the guy that has a will with him in it?
Oh, that's a good one. Finding
That's
someone
kind
like
of
that
where
could be
it's-
difficult.
Yeah, it's very convoluted, so it might be quite rare, but I like the idea of just killing someone and that helps the other guy to get rich. Maybe not. The will bit is probably a bit vague and
Because
rare.
it's like we kill someone, but we also do a very good thing.
Why don't we just go to our regent contact and see if she knows anything? See if she's got any contracts for us. Our dear friend waiting for Low Street Leader. Why do we not go and ask her?
Yeah, we could also ask the carriage fellas as well.
Yeah, they should be getting us jobs as well. Yeah, let's go see if they know anyone who needs assassinating. Wessel walks outside and does his trademark whistle, and calls down a cab.
Yeah, his trademark whistle's like.
One of them annoying ones.
The vuvuzela.
Right, and if you it takes a little bit of time for cab shops. You chose to go to a quiet street, so eventually you find someone and you get in, of course, to discuss business.
Is it the same cranky old lady?
It's not, no.
Oh, nice.
Well, let me tell you who it is, and then you can tell me if it's nice or not.
Secretly Derek. Derek with a mustache
Mm-hmm.
and an afro.
Yeah, just give me seconds. If you want to take a break or stuff, I need to prepare a little bit of things for the next little bit. So. Right, so you get into the cab whistle, and there's a the cab driver in this case is a pretty large, chiseled man. Looks more like a marine type guy, ex-military perhaps. Pretty hard-looking guy. And then he speaks and he says to you, "Right, well, where it'll be today."
We need backup. We need back this up a little bit. I've completely forgot the precedent of what we were going for. We were going straight to a forge. I've completely mind blanked. I was looking at the Stoke squad. I'm sorry. You're lucky I aren't sat watching the game. Too far. I'm being quite well behaved.
Right. So, you wanted to get in touch with your contacts
Yes.
to find if there was perhaps someone who was looking for this kind of job after all, and we were planning on handing some flyers out or hanging them around the city, just naming them on some posts here and there.
That might be why I don't know what we're doing. So I think I missed this bit about handing flyers out because I'd have instantly shot that down. But never mind, we're doing it now.
No,
Yeah,
we
but
decided
just-
it was a dumb idea, and then we did it anyway.
But that happens, so you don't need to do any rolls or any scenes for that.
All right then.
But I believe that it was the idea to get some more information from your contacts, right?
I think we looked. We were just doing the money making portion now, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're going to the cab drivers to ask if we can see if they've got any.
Any high-end jobs.
Yeah, any assassinations they want doing.
Mhm.
Seemed. I guess it's more to see what we can do for you, actually, good sir. As I flick him a coin that I don't think I have. Oh yeah, I'm going to take the 2 out of my stash and give him a coin as the upfront cost. What I can do for you, good sir. Seeing if you had any work for us.
Ah, yes, right. To we were heading to. Where was it again? Let me think. I know the rough direction he gets going.
Yeah, we should probably lead with that in future. That same street.
Yeah, I'll find the name for you in a minute.
Oh yeah, because they take us to the spooky street, don't they?
I love that street.
That's
Right. And so you're heading down the street. Currently still in familiar territory. What do you want to say to this guy?
what about say the sentence before? What do you want to say to this guy?
You just told him, like, it's about what we can do for you.
Hmm?
And he.
And then I handed over the sack of coin, which is like the
Yeah.
upfront cost. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, so what do you mean?"
But- Well, we're thinking on the lines of the good old stabby. Is anyone that needs removing? This is an interest of someone.
And what exactly do you have in mind?
To go and kill them for them. You know, we were seeing if you knew of any contracts that were dotted about.
The face,
Right.
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
know the face is epic.
Not too well spoken, are you? Oh well, that's all right. Never mind that. Perhaps work on that a little bit, yeah. If you want to keep things on the down low, probably learn to be a bit tactful about this sort of thing, yeah. Don't always have the luxury of having no other passengers.
I've already paid you the money at this point. I'm pretty sure that the cabbies are well known of who we are. I didn't think subtlety was needed with you a lot any longer.
Ah, it's just a piece of advice, mate. It's not for me. It's for you.
Alright, okay. I'll take it for free. Oh, I guess not. I guess I've already paid you the coin. That's not coming out of the upfront cost.
he laughs. Nah, don't worry, man. It's all right.
Sound. Right, anyone you know?
Yeah, so that's this kind of job always takes a bit of time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop you off back home, and I'll leave a passenger on your doorstep at some point. Who should they be asking for?
Whistle.
That's you, yeah.
It is indeed.
All right. Well, be seeing you then, Whistle.
I'll be seeing you too.
And
Well, I guess I'll be seeing your passenger, not you exactly. Right, never mind.
and
Good fortune.
he drops you off at a random place in Crowsfoot. You haven't really been going that far, so it's a couple of streets down. You know the place.
Is there hot food served?
What?
Is there hot food being served anywhere?
What?
Wait, he's dropped us off on a random street away from our lair, aren't he? Because we haven't been going that long in the carriage. I'm saying, is there like hot food served anywhere?
Yeah, you're in the middle of the city. Why wouldn't there be?
Not look, go get some food then, to make it look less suspicious that we've only had like the
Ah,
shortest
alright.
taxi drive in the world.
That's alright. I mean, it might not. It wasn't that short. You know, it was a couple of minutes.
Okay,
Fair enough.
It's not like he stopped like 30 feet down the street.
On the topic of short suspicious taxi drives, I was drinking on Friday, and I now live 5 minutes from Düsseldorf Old Town where I got drinking. I took a taxi home.
Even though you're 5 minutes away.
Good to know, Fridge. Good to know.
I was very embarrassed about the whole thing when I woke up.
I threw up on myself on Saturday and fucking had to go to taxi back by myself. Cost me 15 quid. Wasn't that?
Fucking weirdos. I don't think I've ever. Yeah, I have tried that. So.
Mate, I had been drinking for like 20 hours as well. I was doing well until someone handed me a 70% proof shot. It didn't even hit my stomach and I'd fucking already projectile vomited it back up.
I don't understand the proof thing.
So, like, vodka's 40%, so that's how strong it is. And then this shot was 70%.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're talking. Why the fuck are you saying proof if he's talking
That's the
about
word for it.
That's the it's literally the word.
No, because proof is another thing.
Yeah, it is. Proof is
Wow.
double the
Proof is-
ABV.
Proof is so another thing. It's proof if it burns or something.
You can tell.
No.
You can tell he's an alcoholic because he's getting really angry now.
No, if something is 80% proof, it's 40% ABV.
Yeah, thank you.
Alcoholic.
Bodily
Something
volume or
volume.
something.
Something.
It's like average bodily volume, so basically that's 40% pure alcohol. If it's 40%, which is the same as 80 proof. No, I'm not an alcoholic.
What's vodka then? Is
40% ABV or 80% proof.
So vodka's 80% proof. This shot was
Yes.
definitely worse than vodka. You
Yeah,
said
so
it
it
was
would
70%.
it'll be 70% ABV or 140% proof.
Ah, right, okay. So you were saying it wrong, then. Never mind.
I think that to be a little bit more pedantic, proof does not have a percentage.
I know! That's why I'm fucking confused.
You've lost me at some point. I'm done.
No, you know how I feel all of the time.
Proof is
You can't
like,
lose me if I was
literally
never
based
there.
on the 100 proof is when it burns if you light fire to it, which is a 50% ABV. That's 100 proof.
So passionate about
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Li-
said. It's just double the ABV.
Yeah, but no, because there's no 40% ABV does not burn, so it's not 100 proof.
No, it's 80.
It's 80.
That's because it's double.
Oh my god.
How are you not managing the doubles here?
Okay,
Like-
I'm sorry.
40 to 8.
Yeah, I'm probably dumb.
To help you out in terms of like your burning and stuff, the reason why it's proof and
It's
the point at
because
which it
that's when-
burns is because it burns from 100% proof up, i.e. 50% ABV.
No one can say our videos aren't educational.
Yeah.
I've learned something new today.
Educational and a bit racist.
I swear I've lit a Jaeger bomb on fire though.
I mean, it didn't start as 100 proof though.
Right.
It just started as proof because it needed
Isn't
to
a
burn.
Jaeger
because
bomb
the
mixed
whole
with
proof
cola?
thing started with moonshiners. It had to be proof to be sold, and that's 100. That's a 50 ABV.
But you lit a Jaeger bomb on fire. Jaeger bomb is Jägermeister and fucking what's it called, energy. How would
Yeah,
you
they're
put
not.
that
You
on
don't mix
fire?
them. You don't mix them. It's whilst you've still got the Jaeger and the shot glass, and you.
Yeah, but
light
that
it on
doesn't
fire.
burn.
It fucking did, mate. I've got a picture. I've got a video of it on my Facebook. It was flaming. The top of it was. Didn't burn for very long, like, but it burns a bit.
The vapor that comes off burns, not the.
Okay, I guess I
That makes
wasn't
more. That
saying
makes
so.
more sense.
That's why you can easily set things on fire which have a much lower alcohol content if you're cooking with them, because when they get hot, you get the vapor.
Ah, you got a lot of vapor. Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway, now that we're done with our educational lesson for today,
Our educational assessment.
as we said, it's good for the kids. Learn about alcohol percentages today, kids. This guy drops you off at Orchard Road, and a bit later, someone wanders into the forge, which of course pretty quiet, and just sits down and waits for one of you to wander into the space. And I guess Whistle, you're on lookout for that.
Mm-hmm.
Says it's an older lady, about probably 70.
What's the average? What's the average age of death around in this city? Like, how old do people typically get?
It's like, I don't know, early 20th century, like late
Like-
19th, early 20th century.
That's not much older than 60, isn't it? It's about 70 back then, wasn't it? If that.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
she's proper knocking on death, knocking on heaven. Yeah, that.
Oh my god.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was today's entertainment section.
Yeah, because none of the rest of this could be even remotely considered entertainment.
Right. So, this old lady looks at you walk in and says, hello.
Hello, madam.
You're finally here. That's, well, you took your time, didn't you?
We apologise for our tardiness.
Yes, well, it's all fine.
Fashionably late, you obviously see.
Late is late, isn't it?
Could also be fashionable. I think that's why it's a saying.
She sort of looks you up and down and says, not in this case, I think. But never mind.
Yeah, I'm wearing my fine suit. I'm wearing a literal fine suit.
Yeah, she's not having
Literally a tier higher than a bitch.
it. How do you know?
Fucking better.
Oh, she's like a level 5 clerk.
She says, well, regardless, it's not your fashion sense I'm interested in. It is your rather more visceral abilities that I'm here for, is it not?
It is indeed.
Yes.
No, we are quite effective.
Yes, so I've heard. Well, perhaps let's put that into practice and see what we can find. I see there's been some issues lately, and it would be very much appreciated if these issues went away.
We are problem solvers.
Ah, well, that is very good to hear. It is rare to find someone with such a proactive attitude these days.
I think you're muted. You thought, oh, I can't hear shit. I can't hear shit. Awesome. Don't know why I took my headphones off. I can hear the fucking music. What the fuck is this? Why can I not hear anyone?
I guess checking if the Bluetooth was on, yeah?
Yeah, I did just check if the headphones were on.
Yeah.
No, I think that was just Discord fuckery apparently, so it's working now.
Yes. What part did you hear?
Last bit was about like a proactive attitude.
Alright, okay, you didn't miss much then. Now the person that well, let's put a name to this issue, shall we? There's a name that's been going around a few times. Roslyn.
Roslyn.
Yes, very problematic name. It's a very problematic issue. You see, these, well, these sisters, as they're called, they present a great problem to my operation. They have been messing with the distribution of certain goods, and, well, they simply cannot stand.
Yes.
There's an order to these things, there's an agreement between those of us that matter. and
Can I just ask
they
what
do not
your
matter.
sister's name is?
Sorry?
The sister. What's her name?
Yes, Roslyn.
No, the other one.
I don't know. They just call themselves that.
I think they're called the Roslyn sisters, as it indicates a surname.
Fair enough.
And she's
But I do apologise.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Just I know a Jocelyn, you see, and I wondered if it was weird sister names. I didn't want to go stepping on one of my own friends' toes, you know?
yes, I understand. I would not be asking.
I wouldn't mind murdering my friends if we're gonna do that. So,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
well, not you guys, your colleagues.
Yeah, but to be fair, you'd probably be the first person on the list, Carcass.
What do you
And,
mean?
Pray tell, what is your name?
Me?
No, she's looking at Fridge.
It's Fridge.
Ah, fine name for a fine man.
Fridge turns red. It's actually because he's wearing way too many coats indoors.
Yeah, you should really take that scarf off,
Yeah.
mate.
Fought.
Well, see, this is the thing. You rough up Roslyn a bit, or whatever way you see fit, or one of hers, does not really matter. And
Send a message.
I'll see to it that you are well rewarded for your efforts, provided word gets around.
But I rough up. Degrees here do matter.
I do not want to know about the details, thank you very much.
But the details kind of matter to us permanently, or
Look,
how often do you?
well, I appreciate you setting up this meeting, but perhaps it is best if you stop talking now.
All right, okay then. No worries.
Perhaps a permanent smile.
God damn, you're creepy. Alright, consider it done.
Where do we find this,
Not that
Rosalind?
likely here. Well, that is up to you.
Well,
have-
there's
we
probably
have-
more than one person in this place called Rosalind. Can you at least tell us the business or something?
I'm
Oh.
guessing that they're thieves from the sounds of it. Ruining.
Perhaps I had. Yes, well, I see. This makes sense now. Roslyn is one of the Dimmer sisters. I figured you would have heard of them.
Would I have heard of them as a whisper? Because
Yes.
out of game knowledge, I know about them.
Yeah.
So, as a whisper, I assume I would.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
There's no goddamn way I would want to mess with those two goddamn crazy ladies.
Oh, we're gonna get murdered.
Right, well, it has been good to meet you, and I hope to never see you again.
We never met. It's been a pleasure.
So, this might be an interesting job. I've heard of these sisters.
Well, I
It's
bloody
gonna be
haven't.
good.
You want to share some knowledge?
Oh, they have been known to do quite a lot of, let's say, supernatural things.
I thought he was gonna say children.
I honestly thought he was going to say children and all.
let's just say that these two particular ladies are what you scare your children about when you're laying them down to rest.
Right,
Something
okay.
silly.
We'll ignore them two directly then, but we're definitely going to need to fuck up one of their own. Maybe one of their high commanding generals or something. Something just to send a message to Tam to back the fuck off these particular supply lines.
Yeah, can we be a bit less fucking cryptic, Carcass? Just tell us who these bloody people are.
Oh, they're two old witches. That's basically what they are. And they're
Right.
scary. They scare me. And that, yeah.
What? They scare you? I thought you couldn't be scared.
Well, not easily, but no. But
Oh wait, they're old, right? That's the thing. You are scared of old people. That's why you target the little ones.
Oh, that makes sense.
I get it now.
Yeah, that really does make a lot of sense, actually.
I feel you're missing the point here.
Were you scared of her when she came in?
Quick, mention all things to scare him. Antiques.
I can't fucking stay through. Goddamn Fridge.
I think I missed something. What happened?
Nothing, it's okay.
I don't even think Fridge would know what fucking antiques are. God damn it.
Oh, okay.
Ah, fuck you, man.
Right, so these ladies, they ain't really an organisation or a business or anything. Then they're just apparently two scary people that do nasty things to children. Are they related to you?
There's no children involved. They're just two scary people.
Right. Okay. So, what do they do then?
The allusion to children was like when children are misbehaving, you perhaps scare them about a troll or the Dimmer sisters.
Right. So, what is it that they do then?
What is it they don't do? So I don't actually know anything about their business per se.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Derek can share some information about what they do.
Come on, Derek, enlighten us, mate.
Alright, well, from what I've heard, yeah, there's not just two of them. There's the two that run it. There's Roslyn, not sure what the other one's name is. It's never really spoken about. But there's more than two sisters in the Dimmer Sisters, if that makes sense. Not actually sisters, you see, but like nuns.
I was just about to say, more like a nunnery.
Yeah, that's it. Don't really know how many there are. Most people prefer to stay out of their way because of all the weird ghost shit. Yeah, it's not exactly comfortable territory for most people.
well, I mean,
Well, we aren't most people.
Yeah, well.
but you know, when I sometimes have been known to scare people, these two sisters do it maybe. Well, not these two. I mean, the Dimmer sisters. They do it tenfold, perhaps.
What, because there's 10 of them?
No, they're better at it.
Oh, it's not that difficult though, is it really?
Do they want to join us?
Probably not.
I mean, they can work a forge.
Yeah, well, the thing is that if you're going to go in there, you ought to be careful because it's not really known what what their abilities are. Most people just prefer to stay out of their way, yeah? So there's not that many people that have much to say about it. All that's known is if you go in their house, you're damn sure not coming out again.
Well, we won't be going in there then, but like I said, we need to kind of figure out what some of their operations are. Obviously, they like disrupting supply lines, so obviously thievery is in their
No,
ranks.
That's not really what it is. I think what she meant is that they have some people on their payroll, like apothecaries and stuff. So I think little old lady that you saw was was a hawker, and she don't like when people start distributing on her territory, is what I'm gathering.
Ah, so we need to disrupt their supply lines within her territory then.
Well, I think we just stop them going to our territory. You know,
Yeah, I think this
these lower
works.
down people, we just take them out.
Yeah, yeah, and then that works. And yeah, I think we've got an objective. We need to locate who these people are in the little old lady's territory. They're part of these sisters, and we take them out.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably a better idea than going to their house anyway.
Exactly. Feather, do you think you could locate them within
Yes.
this territory? There's some of their operations. Have you did some scouting out of the area for a while? It sounds like more of a mission for you and Splint. I guess I could come along as well. I'm not too bad at it myself.
Well, what about Carcass? He's a bit into that sort of thing, isn't he?
I think
Well, I was more thinking, actually, maybe we don't do the violent approach this time, which is weird for me to say. But perhaps we could talk to the Dimmer Sisters and just make them not deal in this specific location.
You know,
we'd
I
have to
honestly
offer
thought you were going to say something with some sense then.
Yeah, almost. And it just didn't happen, did it?
Wow.
We're
You know,
assassins, though.
Yeah, we'd have to offer them something in exchange to stop them trading there, and that means money. And the only reason we're doing this job is for money. Did
Yeah,
we
but
agree a
it's
price
all
for this little old
famous
lady?
Money.
You certainly did not.
God, we didn't even agree a price. We're fucking idiots.
Well, you are the face here, mate.
Yeah, I think I might retire just from that. Holy shit.
The worst.
Now we know at least next time when the heat's up, who who we could use.
Yeah. Maybe we should that's what we'll do. We'll just fucking blag it. We'll pretend that she already knew our price, and we just have a going price and everything. It's going to have to be some serious fucking money for to be dealing with these sisters. Derek, do we know how much more competent these are than us? Are we going to be at the same par? Are we going to be disadvantaged against them?
Oh no, this definitely going to be a tough one.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be like an 8-coin job then. If we're going in this, and they're going to be a lot better than us. Definitely an 8-coin job. Right.
Right,
we're
so
going to get a shit pushed in here.
we're going to deal with the low level guys, the ones on our actual turf, and we need to find those people and who they are. So that's Feather on the scouting. Carcass, can't you whip up some fucking ghost shit or something? Like, these people are obviously using supernatural means. I mean, didn't you say something about sensing that or something before?
True. Yeah, I suppose I could attune and see what they got going.
Yeah, I mean,
I
this
think
seems like your
Carcass and
kind of
Feather then
thing.
need to go on a little scouting mission. You see if you can locate where this supernatural energy is emanating from and within that general area.
These
And,
super nannies.
And then we get Bird Brain here to go and sort it out. Go and see if we can locate these sources of power.
Oh, bird brain.
God, you are slow.
Fine. Let's go, Carcass.
As usual, I'll be nearby.
All right. So what's the plan, guys? You want to start finding out your targets?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're gathering information.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to gather information via attuning to where these Dimmer Sisters are.
where they are. Yeah.
Well, it's not the Dimmer Sisters particularly, is it? It's their lower ranking guys to see
Yeah,
where they're
so I
operating in the
assume
area.
that the Dimmer Sisters are paying attention to what the lower ranking
Yeah,
officials
and I mean,
are.
as I was trying to explain that, because their faction is still a big faction, right? It's not just a few of them.
Have they got a faction on their faction sheet?
Yeah. It's like the blue coat. It's not like there's 3 people who happen to have a blue coat. It's
Yeah. I can't find
That
them.
would be a great organisation. You right, Dave? Yeah, how's it going, Bobby? Oh, loving the jacket. That's great, mate.
Yep. And then the grey coats are lower tier because they're just old blue coats that have been washed so often that they've gone grey.
I thought that's exactly what it was.
Oh, dear.
Where's it? Where are they then? These sisters. I can't see that tier.
They're tier 2.
There's the white brand, which is really just us once we run out of ink.
Right, can a couple of you lot fuck off and get something done here?
Yeah, so Karkas, you wanted to attune?
Yes, please. Let me just do the old rolleroo.
Yeah. It's even if you're using attune though, gathering information is just a fortune roll.
Oh, okay. I can do a fortune roll. I think.
I believe we have 1 dice extra for this, right?
Do we
Yep,
have one
we do.
die? Thank you. Notes. Venus.
Yeah, sure. You can get some information from the captains about the.
Where is
That
Fortune
sums it
actually?
up exactly.
I fucking hate this game. This game is such a piece of shit.
But that was 1 dice, right?
Yeah.
So roll 1 more.
Oh, we had 2 die?
We
Yeah, I
did
mean,
literally say you get +1 dice.
You get the claim, which is
Yeah,
plus
but you
1 on
start
gather
with 0
information.
die, don't you?
No, fortune roll is 1.
Okay, so yeah, okay, I'll run 1 more then. Penis X2.
This can be definitely another one. Give me another one.
I survived.
Alright. Alright. So you go ahead and scout in the place that well, you never did get her name, did you? That the old lady told you about. And you eventually find that there's a few apothecaries that probably sell some behind the counter stuff. And as you go in to have a closer look to see if there's someone there that you might be able to target, you notice that as you attune, there's some defenses set up around this apothecary. So you get a pretty clear idea of a target. I'll get you the information on that in a moment. But what does happen as well is that there is, as I mentioned, some magnetic defenses set up, and as you go prying around to see what's there, you have some backlash from the ghost field.
Oh, great. Let me just have some back beer for the backlash. Thank you, Adrian.
And as you're
it's
going
such a bad.
through and scouting this area in the ghost field, you don't notice it coming, but eventually there is suddenly a loud like screech from behind you, and you suddenly feel as if something is there to watch you from this moment on, and you can add a level 1 harm of I guess shaken.
Oh, I've got that as well.
In this case, specifically when it comes to
Attuning to the ghost field.
especially when someone from the ghost field is creeping you out or something, that will affect you most. Yeah.
I can deal with this. I'm not afraid of no ghosts.
Ain't me.
You are not afraid of no ghosts, so you are afraid of every ghost.
Dude, are you fucking shitting me?
It's a reference.
I mean, he's right. Also,
I mean,
Curtis is
he's-
frozen in the most
The wrong
paedophilic
kind of
way.
right, though.
No frozen.
No,
Just keep
technically
growing
right is the
frozen.
best kind of right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's literally the only
no.
way to be right.
But I mean, if the reference is wrong,
This is dumb.
Yeah, I don't know why you're trying to argue this.
This is really dumb.
Oh, can I go bad yet?
No. You are not allowed, little one.
I fucking did really well last week. I think it's because yes, last week I didn't have work on the Wednesday, so I seem to struggle. Or I think it's the idea that I know that I've got work tomorrow makes me tired.
Right. So the target then that you found, his name is Scannon. With a K.
Can you type that?
I did.
He already has.
Thank you.
Oh, his name's basically Shannon or a vagina.
Isn't Shannon your better half?
No.
What?
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 Where the fuck did you get Shannon from?
I don't know.
No
I don't
idea.
know, but I'd definitely take you a lot less seriously if it was Shannon.
My niece is called Shannon.
Oh, that's Stoke conceding. Fuck's sake. 89 minutes. Fuck me, Stoke. So you fucking. I hope Pulis gets sacked now. Fucking Welsh cunts.
What? You lost, mate.
Stoke is a place. He's watching a football team from Stoke, and they lost.
Not lost yet, but we are about to in the next 60 seconds.
Right. So this Scannon's a weathered man. Looks like he's looks much older than he should be. It looks like he's like late. He is in his late 20s, but it looks like he's like early 40s. But you can tell when someone's like aged beyond their years a bit too quickly.
Like me.
And,
I said, like me.
all right. And basically he's just like the typical backstreet apothecary. He doesn't really care what he sells, and if it's the right amount, as long as he sells it fast, that's what he's after. And he leaves the proper medicine to the real doctors, if such a thing exists.
Yeah, we have one, don't we?
Well,
Proper doctor is
It's a strong term. Someone who knows how to apply a tourniquet, and that's a good start.
someone who hasn't murdered us yet.
Well, that's also a good start. Right, and so you know where to find Scanash in one of the nicer districts of Crowsfoot. Frost Apothecaries is slightly more a little bit of a step up from your normal establishments. After all, you're trading a lot of money for very little goods there usually. And so you know where to go. What I would suggest is that as we are at 10:30ish now, that we leave the score for next week.
Yes.
yeah, works for me.
Then
Yeah.
we can also do a bit of prep.
You boy.
And that means that Curtis can go to bed and cry over the loss of Stoke.
And I can sober goddamn up.
It'll make me feel better as long as if he gets sacked tomorrow. Fucking useless Welsh fuck.
What?
I feel
What?
like there's a lot of resentment in your life, Curtis.
Yeah, well, especially when I go all the way to fucking Tottenham and get smashed 5-1. Yeah,
I
there's-
kind of really want to send him on one of these Buddhist Himalaya trips, and just when he comes out, he's like bald, wearing a toga, and just like Zen itself.
When he comes
Biggest-
back, he's gonna be his monk from Tom's game.
biggest fucking stadium in the UK, and we get smashed 5-1 at it.
That's
Oh,
not
that's good.
surprising.
At
Yeah.
least you got to see it in a nice stage. I mean, that's
I
something,
know.
right?
But in my head, we only lost 4-0 because I fucking left after the fourth goal. I'm back fucking boozer. Fuck them.
So we call it there then, shall we?
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have a good night, everyone.
good night.
And
yeah. See you later.
Bye bye.